Vegas has become kind of an R&B hub over the years. Mary J. Blige had her first ever residency last month. Babyface is coming back with his show later this year. And our next guest is a music historian who has studied the rise and fall of and the back uprise of the genre. We have Amani Roberts, who is the author of The Quiet Storm. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
We appreciate it. So you wrote the book, The Quiet Storm. So tell us about it.
Yes, the book examines the history of R&B groups from the 50s all the way to the mid-2000s. Each decade talks about the top 10 or 11 groups, what happened to them, and then towards the end I have research that I did and talks about why R&B groups have kind of disappeared since Destiny's Child went solo, and talks about what could happen in the future to bring them back.
Why did you want to focus on R&B specifically?
Because I'm an R&B lover. I grew up loving the music, and I just thought that we don't really talk about R&B music very much. It kind of gets not talked about, but it's underneath almost every music genre that's out there. So I think it's important to, you know, shine some light on it.
So like I said, Mary J. Blige was here
Yes.
last month, had a great show. I loved her show. And then Babyface has done shows, and he has another residency coming up. Why do you think Vegas has kind of become an R&B hub?
I think that the residencies are actually not looked at as like the end of someone's career, but rather like, you know, something to kind of accentuate it, make it even stronger. Like Mary J. Blige, she's coming back next month. You have Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis who's here, who's coming back. So I think it's known as just easier for artists because you don't have to travel as much. And it's just a great city to be in. And to be here with multiple dates over multiple months, that's very easy, and it's also very smart for the artist.
Absolutely. And June is Black Music Month.
It is.
So let's talk about what that means to you.
Yes, Black music, it's like a celebration, although we celebrate every month, but it's a specific month that we celebrate just the life and times and history of Black music, and it kind of leads right into Essence Fest in New Orleans in July, so it's kind of like the perfect time period for it. Also, we have Juneteenth, so it kind of circles around that. It's just another time to kind of show some flowers to all our favorite artists, all our favorite groups, so that's why we're here.
So one of the things that you talk about in the book is how R&B can become more relevant once again. I feel like it's already on their way up. What would you say to any aspiring R&B artists that maybe are trying to make it big in this industry?
Yeah, definitely learn the business. So learn the business so that you can maintain your longevity, because a lot of times any artist of any genre will kind of, you might have a song or a single that goes viral, but you don't have a business infrastructure in place. So learn the business, stick with it, collaborate with other artists out there. Nowadays you have a lot of like hip hop and R&B that collaborate together. Do that, maybe mix in some Afro beats or pop. So don't be afraid to collaborate and just learn the business and stick with it. Be consistent. That's probably the hardest part.
Oh, that definitely is the hardest part. And we were talking about what your potential next project could be. So what do you have cooking?
Cooking. So my dream would be to do a book, The Life and Times of TLC, because I think they're the perfect example of what can go right in the music industry, what can go wrong, because, you know, they kind of gave away a lot of their rights. There's a lot of stories out there that had to pay $3 million to get their name back, $1 million for each letter. And I think that they would just serve as a perfect example of kind of what can go right, what can go wrong, and how we can learn from them. And then also celebrate them, because, you know, they're only one of 2 female US-based groups in history to have diamond sales for their album. That's legendary.
Oh, wow.
And so, you know, we need to celebrate them more and also learn from them.
Wonderful. Well, Amani, thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. If you would like the book, where can people find it real quick?
They can find it on Amazon. Just look it up on Amazon and order it there, or my website, AmaniExperience.com.
All right, easy enough. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll be right back.